gave you a cooking show. So if you want to know how to make something great, hit them up, follow their ingredients list. If you're anything like me, throw it away afterwards because it is dangerous to eat. No one should touch it. Now, if they make it, it's probably fine. If I had anything to do with it, you do not want to touch that. Maybe if it's cereal. Okay, what else do we have? Debuted this week, first premiere episode. Premiere, like Blake. We're going to talk about him in a second. Premiere episode of The Reveal with Zen. It's nothing like a show you've ever seen on television with people who wear masks and sing, and then they reveal their identity at the end. Nothing. But it is possibly entertaining, and I promise you it's entertaining. You can check that out every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's The Reveal with Zen. Tuesdays, Stumped with Rent Higgs. You can check that one out as well. It's your trivia game show. It's tons of fun. If you get stumped and you're a participant, you can activate a stumped. You get 2 of them per show, and that removes half of the wrong questions. So that's an option as well. Lots of new shows, everyone. Too many to go over. The last one I'll go over is The Art of Words with Ebony. She just got done with it. It's every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Ebony paints while you poet. So if you're a poet, if you're a musician, if you're a rapper, and you do spoken word, any of that, Ebony wants you on her show. She was on the show last week. This show, Suited Up last week, and gave us the scoop on how she came about being an artist. She's a new artist. She also gave us the scoop how she found some love. And that was kind of a secret. All right. Let's crack into it, everybody. Let's crack into it. Big congratulations to Blake Premier, by the way, everyone. Big congratulations to Blake Premier. He was last week's top badge. The week before was Baby L. Baby L made it barely onto the rundown, but she got it. So Blake Premier last week. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the gifts, by the way. NorCal Jameson, more miserables. He's the most miserables of the miserables. And if you're just tuning in, everyone, my name is Chris Casper. This is your weekly edition of Suited Up. Today on the show, we do have 3 fantastic guests. Top badge Breezy, top person / handsome man, Garrett James, and comedic / best top producing female artist of the century. I'm just going to keep throwing out accolades that have no meaning. She's also best rainbow personality. I'm not sure. We're going to just keep throwing out things. Lardy B is on the show again tonight. Again, why she came back, I had to convince her. She said, Chris, don't ever message me again after I do your show, please. Like, I tried to shake you off, and you won't leave me alone. Lardy, I like you too much. No. It's not that way at all. I hope. Please. All right. So, before we get to professional handsome man, Mr. Garrett James, we've got Breezy on deck. Breezy, if you would like to request that box while she's doing that, everyone, welcome to Suited Up. As I mentioned, this is an interview-style show, and while we do this show, I'm a rude streamer because I turn into host. I turn into host Chris Casper versus streamer Chris Casper. And while we're hosting, we don't interrupt the interviewees with the thank you for the gifts and don't let me loses, because it's out of respect to these conversations. Sometimes they turn into serious topics. We want to make sure that we stay respectful of that for both the viewing experience and the experience of the person in the box. On that note, our first guest tonight, you need to salute because she is one of the women of the hour, Miss Breezy, flowing on through. Yeah, see?
How are you, Chris?
I'm well, but I need at least a sympathy laugh for all of the great puns that I just gave you. Like, crack me up? Okay, no, don't do it. This is, I'm used to people. I can't make that kind of humor anymore. All right. Anyway, unrelated. It's fake laughing. All right, Breezy, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining. We've had this in the works for a long time, and we finally made it happen.
I know.
It's exciting.
It's been one of those times, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, there's a lot that's been building up to this. I've gotten to learn a lot about you since originally trying to schedule us. The first thing, as people probably saw from the advertisement photos, that you were in the service. You
I
were a former service member.
I served in the Marine Corps for 8 years, and then I got medically retired.
A Marine. Wow. I was confident that you could beat me up before this, but I'm certain that you can beat me up before this. But how do you find yourself in the Marines? Because I mean, initially, I mean, that would not be my impression of you.
So I was dating this guy. No, I'm kidding. So actually, I was in high school when 9/11 happened, and I remember being in drama class watching the towers fall, and we had no idea what to expect next. I wasn't of the age yet to join the military, but I knew I wanted to be in the military. After I graduated high school in 2004, yeah, because I'm not old, I graduated in 2004, and then I went off to college. And I got my first bachelor's degree, and I was like, well, I'm going to join the military. I've lived my life. I've had the party scene. I've got to have the college frat parties. And I was dating a guy. And everything was just like, I didn't really know much like the military wise of him. Yeah. But I remember this specifically. It was Memorial Day weekend. He was asked to do a speech, and he had asked me to help write his speech. And so I sat down with him and I was writing a speech. And then the following day, he got to go up and do a speech at the Veterans Memorial Center in Mankato, Minnesota. And I remember him coming out with his dress blues on, and his personality and everything changed real quick. And I loved the discipline and the poise once he put on that uniform. It was one of those things where I was like, that is what I was looking for. Not the person, but the military itself. And so I decided that the next following week I went and enlisted. I was going to go officer.
If I may slow you down for a moment, something that you said piqued my interest. You said that was something you were looking for.
Yeah.
Is that in reference to him as a person or something within yourself?
No, something for yourself. Like you want that challenge in life, no matter where you're at in life. You want a challenge. And the discipline that I saw in his face and reaction and the way he spoke of just so much pride coming out, but without being cocky. I was like, and then I learned more about the Marine Corps afterwards, and I was like, that's what I want. And so I went right in.
Remind me, what was it that you were studying? What did you enter schooling for?
So my first associate's degree was business administration and business management. And then I merged over to criminal justice.
Wow. So it wasn't a far leap. I mean, in the sense of morality and doing the right thing, things like that, going from criminal justice to being a Marine, seems like they would fit in somewhat of the same vein. How did your family take it? You were taking the path of, post-high school education, and now you're shifting into something that can be very dangerous depending on what your position is.
Well, at that time, because I had a daughter for a family that couldn't have children, and then that's when I enlisted. So I enlisted actually when I was 23.
And you said that you had a child at this point?
Yeah, I had a child.
Wow.
It's classified sort of like a surrogacy, but both parents were infertile. So she is my DNA, but we did open adoption for the family because both of them couldn't have children. So I did that because I didn't want to have kids and I didn't want to ever be married. I just wanted to be career oriented and have goals and just be that way. And in case I died in the military, I knew I left something behind. So
you were, I know I keep pausing you, but you're not laying out some small talk. It's casually. Also, I was a surrogate mother before joining the Marines while in college. Hold on. The surrogate mother plug right there.
It's casual. It's no big deal.
No, just a Tuesday being, surrogate mom or whatever. How did you find yourself in a position that you were a surrogate mother? I mean, and again, within whatever you were comfortable sharing, was that something that you had planned? Was it an alternative to a situation that you were trying to manage? What was the context around that?
So there's two parts to that. The first part is I was working. I had two jobs and I was going to college. So I worked at the police department, and I also worked for loss prevention at Kohl's. And a friend of mine, she was a manager at Kohl's, and she was telling me about how her and her husband have tried for years, and they were in their late 40s, and they spent so much money trying to have a baby. And to me, I didn't want that. I mean, I have a son now, and I love him to death, but to me, I didn't want that at that time in my life. And I knew that if I was going to join the military, we were still at a high intense for war, that me being a female and, you know, not many jobs that I could do, but I wanted to be close to war. I wanted to do my part. So I decided to be a motor transport operator. Well, a lot of motor transport operators and those that would ride in Humvees and MRAPs and things like that would get blown up by an ID. And so I had to take a reflection on my life and say, if I'm willing to die, and there's a good possibility, then what do I want to leave behind of me, of doing something for others? Wow. And so I talked with the parents, and they had chosen a donor, and I was the egg donor basically, but I carried her for the full 9 months, and then set up a plan when she was born that for the first 5 hours, I wouldn't actually get to hold her or see her. I wouldn't have her first cry. So when she was literally right out of me, they took her out of the room and did everything that they needed to do.
And let's slow down there for a moment. That was my thought as you were explaining this. Is I don't know that you can have a more intimate experience with a human being than being the place of, I mean, you birthed this person, right? What were you mentally prepared for that moment where here's someone who would call it grown, incubated, developed in you, and here they are born. I can't imagine, in my opinion, something more personal or intimate, and here they are taken from you. And I'll use the word taken in quotation because I'm not sure that that's even the right terminology.
I had thought about it in a very strong manner psychologically. What is the first thing that many women say that builds that first connection with their child? It's skin to skin contact. It's hearing the first cry. And so I had to do that prior to mentally set myself up for it. So when she was born, I had an entire contract made with the hospital that I brought in a folder even on the day of delivery. And I was like, this is how, you know, A, B, C, and D is going to run. And the adoptive father, he was in the room along with the adoptive mother, and the adoptive father got to cut the umbilical cord just like a real father would. And they got to have that first initial experience. So the adoptive mother got to have skin on skin contact. So that way they started that bond, because that's really what it is. Not so much, you know, the voice and things like that. That's different, but that skin to skin contact and consistency is what really builds that bond between a baby and a mother.
Yeah. Yeah. The motivation behind it is selfless. It resonates with your reasoning as to why you joined the Marines. They work in different capacities and different flavors or different ways. To this day, can you catch us up to speed? What is the relationship? Is it something where you were part of the surrogacy and cut ties?
So now I'm getting my master's in psychology. So I've loved and am fascinated with psychology, and even back in the day. And so I decided to declare a contract with them that the first 5 years I would have contact with her, immediate contact, get to see her grow, because after the age of 5, a child really develops the memory and the bonds, like, you know, this is my aunt, this is my uncle type of thing. And so I became her godmother, and then I got to see her for the first 5 years. After that, it's, you know, I get letters, emails, photos, seeing how she's growing and see how she's doing. And she's amazing. She's 14 years old.
Wow. 14 years ago. Wow. Well, I mean, all the praise to you. I can only imagine what it's like to have a bond with someone in that way, because it's not like saying, hey, I have a distant cousin, or hey, I've got a sister that I don't see often. It's difficult to phrase what this type of bond would be. And I mean, it's incredible. So thank you for sharing that. If you reflect back on that experience, do you feel like you met and were able to achieve that goal that you had of leaving something behind that you know would be meaningful, or making connection, do something for someone that you know would be impactful?
Oh yeah. Like I don't regret my decision ever. The only time that I reflect back on it and going, what if this could have been, type of thing. Because I had a chance to back out at any point, even after she was born. But the only time I ever get that way where I'm like, I wonder what it would have been like, is when my son brings up her and says, I have a sister, and
Wow.
then you have another child,
Yeah.
and I do, and then I explain it and stuff. But it was never for me. It was never for me. It was never for, let me do it for money. I never collected a dime from it. Never collected anything from it. The only thing that they had to do was pay for the delivery cost at the hospital, and pay for the attorney, and we used the same attorney. So that way we could cut costs. Like, it was never about, it was more about the fact of, if I'm going to do something for someone else, it has to be a selfless act. I could feel it in my heart, and I can feel it where that was the right thing to do.
Sure.
And that's what I chose. And then obviously later down in the road, when I was in the Marine Corps, I decided to get married and have my own child. So.
Well, this is something that I would go back and forth with you all day on, because I'm a lover of understanding, reasoning, understanding the context around situations. And I think that statement that you said, where your son said, I have a sister, but then having to, I can only imagine how young your son is, having to help them understand what the situation is and why there has to be particular boundaries. That's something in and of itself to try and talk about. So thank you so much for talking about all of this with us. Let's jump back to your experience in the Marines. How long did you serve for?
So I served for 8 years.
Okay.
And then I had gotten injured, and then I was medically retired.
Medically retired. Okay. And what was your position, or what rank did you hold?
So I got out as a sergeant. I was promoted after I had gone through my med board. I got promoted to sergeant. My entire time of my enlistment, I was a corporal. So all my friends and I, we just always joke about it, that I got promoted in the mail. But it was still a good experience. There was some ups and downs and some curveballs and such. But so my position during active time was corporal, and I was a motor transport operator. And I also did the job of casualty chief assistant, which we dealt with a lot of death and informing families of that.
When you say dealt with a lot of death and informing families of it, do you mean that you were literally the bearer of bad news to family?
I was the bearer of bad news, yeah.
Wow. Help me wrap my head around, and the audience help their head around, having to talk to a family about losing their loved one. I mean, how did you have to carry through that? How were you able to carry through that as part of your role?
In the beginning, it was the hardest thing I've ever done. It was the hardest thing I ever done, because you get to see life and death all the time, but when it's a fellow brother or sister, and you feel this type of way that, I wish it was me. I wish I would have been there. I wish I could have saved you. That plays a lot of guilt, and it plays even stronger when you have to tell a mom or a dad or a brother or a sister and say, I am extremely sorry to tell you this news. Your son did get killed in action. We honor his service. We are going to do everything we possibly can to help you. And even today, like even the same sayings, it gives me just chills. But you always have to keep your composure, and you can't break that composure even when you go to the funeral and you have to be in uniform. Like, you have to always keep the composure. So you don't really get to deal with it until it's said and done, until you hang up the phone and you can cry. And then, even after the funeral, that's when you can cry. Like, you have to always keep the composure of it.
How long has it been since those 8 years of service?
I got out in 2016.
Okay. How do you feel?
Got retired in 2016.
How do you feel that you've internalized your experience? Obviously, what you went through not only was draining physically, but the emotional toll is really where I'd say that the impact is hitting us, or hitting you. How would you say that you've been able to internalize and reflect on your time that you were in the service?
I can say I am definitely not like a superstar in that category. I still deal with stuff every day. I
Mhm.
can have my ups and my downs, and but at the same time, it's taken me years to get to that point.
Sure.
And I was just on Jameson's show on Monday night, and it's I'm grateful for the experiences that I've had, even if they were the bad ones, because it's taught me a valuable lesson.
Mhm.
Because I get to choose on how I want to react to each thing. And I guess to kind of draw back to your question, it's you know, you have to have a good support, and who's your support because you think the same way, and that's your support system. And that's why to me it's so important to bring veterans together, because there may be that one time that somebody needs to just talk to somebody, or that's someone that can relate and say, hey, I get it, I'm here, and have that imaginary hand on the shoulder and say, you know what, we got this, we can get through this together. that
Mhm.
that to me is my purpose, for the rest of my life. Is That's what helps me keep going every single day.
Let's bridge that gap. You said that you had gotten married and you had your son. Uh, are you still in that marriage, or did you download the app?
No, no, I didn't make it through the marriage for very long. I explained it even on Jameson's show. The reason why I ended up in a wheelchair for almost 5.5 years, from 2012 to early 2017, was because of my ex-husband. And so we were only married for about 2 years. We all know military marriages don't really last that long. So if they do, that is surprising and great for them, but not very often. So we divorced. We had October 2012 had happened, and then 2000, and I believe it was February of 2014 was when we got divorced, when it was all finalized. And so just I kind of did my own thing.
Yeah. Uh, Again, you mentioned Monday. You talked quite a bit about this. I encourage all of you to visit Breezy Stream to dive deeper into this. I don't want to repeat many of the things that had happened in the Monday conversation. I do, however, want to continue bridging that gap of, you mentioned that this can be a support system, that you never know who might be listening, or, hey, me too. Do you feel that with what you've done with live streaming, you've been able to make those connections? Or how has that come to fruition for you as a streamer?
So I believe it has. Way before I was even top edge, I have insomnia really bad, so I stay up all throughout the night, and I have been able to, Jacob, I have been able to merge from my insomnia to use it for the better. And how I've done that is people that also have insomnia, and that are veterans, I'll battle. It doesn't matter to me about diamonds. We can battle for hours on end and just talk, because at least then I know it's no different than me sitting up on the phone talking to another veteran and wait until I could hear them snore. And that's what I would do way before this app. I'd wait until I could hear them snore, so I know that they made it through the night, and then the next morning I'd call them. So yeah, I think streaming has allowed me to bridge that gap, especially during this COVID time. And then at the same time, as everyone knows, I really wanted to bring the veterans together in this app and conducted and organized the Battle of the Branches. And my mission's complete on it. All the rest of these battles is just the icing on the cake to watch it all come through.
There you go. We're running tight on time. I feel like our time together has just flown right by. There's so many things that we can talk about together. If I may, I'd like to pass it to talk about, out of all the things that we have yet to talk about, is there anything specifically that you'd like to reference or go over that's especially important to you or valuable that we can highlight right now?
I know people laugh at me for this, and it's okay. But remember, it is an app, but at the same time, respect goes a long ways on and off the app. And, my thing is, I want to be there to support our fellow veterans, my fellow brother and sisters and stuff. And so stay tuned. There's so much more to come too. And I appreciate your time so much, Chris.
Excellent. Before you go, when can people catch you? So if they want to see you live, hang out, get to know you more, find out deep dive into more of your incredible story, when can they catch you?
So I have insomnia, so I'm pretty much up from 8 p.m. until about 10 a.m. in the morning, Eastern time. Currently right now, I've been taking a couple of breaks throughout the week, so I can try and organize some things. But typically, yeah, you guys will catch me anywhere from 8 p.m. until almost 4 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Excellent. Hey, thank you so much for joining. If you have not, while she's in the box, please tap on that screen. I know you have. Tap that screen, hit favorite. Make sure that you check out Breezy, hang out with her. Thank you so much, Breezy, for being vulnerable, sharing your story as always. It's incredible. There's so much that we didn't have an opportunity to cover, and I'd love to have you back again for another round to find out how things are going and learn more about some of your experience. So thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you so much, Chris. Bye, guys.
Definitely. That's Breezy, everybody. That's Breezy. That's Breezy. My name's Chris. Thanks for joining Suited Up. My name is Chris. That's this thing right here, Suited Up with Chris. This is every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, an interview-style show where we bring on your favorite streamers, up-and-comers, VIPs, social media influencers on and off of the app. Thank you so much for the gifts. Big shout out to NorCal, to Jameson, and over to Good Listener. I hope you were a good listener because Breezy had a lot to share. At this time, Garrett James, if you can request the box, if this is your first time here, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining. My name's Chris, as I mentioned. Now, our second guest tonight, is a music man. He's a producer man. He's a handsome man. And he's a good talking man. He goes by Garrett James, but quite to my surprise, if you're a fan of desserts, he might have your sweet tooth fixed with the white chocolate. Mr. Garrett James. How are you doing, man?
Man, you threw in the white chocolate. I was hoping you didn't.
Oh no! we can redo the intro.
No. We're already in the world of reality and everything. What's going on, bro?
The world of reality.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it because this is all happening real time right now.
Yep, but virtually at the same time.
All right. Luckily, I'm used to making a lot of mistakes, so it's become easier over time.
Wait, bro, you're perfect. Do not say that about yourself. You are perfect.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you saying that. Mr. Garrett James, for the people who have not met you, can you give us a little synopsis bio? Who are you? Where are you from?
So, my name is Garrett James. I was born and raised in Dallas, Texas. I do not have a real accent. I was not raised on a farm. I rode a horse one time in my life. But born and raised, played baseball for 17 years. And then I was like, hey, let me quit baseball. I'm going to do music. So then I picked up my own computer. I went to Best Buy. I racked up a credit card. I was like, I'm going to do this. And then started making music, started making beats out of my parents' house. And then kind of got into the music scene really quickly. I did like South by Southwest in Austin. I've opened up for Waka Flocka. I've opened up for Lil Durk. I've been on MTV one time for some stupid tattoo show. My entire life, I'm a baseball coach. My entire life is kind of a conglomerate of a lot of things, but
That's
here.
That's why we're here. Well, yeah, you are here, but that's why you're here because there's a lot of things to dive into and a lot of things to talk about. 17 years of baseball, I can feel the athleticism is so real because I don't know what athleticism is, but right. You saying that gives me an idea of what it might be. Did you start playing baseball like Little League, something you fell into in high school?
Yeah, so I started playing when I was 3. My parents just kind of signed me up. I played t-ball, and then back in the day, they never had coach pitch. They had like a machine pitch, so they put the ball in the machine and pitched to us. And I actually quit when I was like 10 because I wasn't having fun. I was like, I don't want to do this. I want to play video games and be outside or whatever. Yeah. So then I saw my friends doing it, and I was like, okay, I kind of feel left out. So I got back into baseball. I got actually pretty decent at it. I was like, hey, I can throw pretty hard, and I'm kind of fast. I was like, let's do this. So then I started playing all these teams. I played on travel teams, like select teams, where we just go to different states, stay in different hotels. We play on different baseball teams. The last team that I played for was probably the best team in Texas, called the DBAT Mustangs. And then my coach was the nephew of like one of the Texas Rangers. So we had our own like baseball facility. It was like super like professional, but I was so young. So I was like,
How old were you?
So when I started select, I was 12 years old. So I was
You were a 12-year-old semi-pro baseball player?
basically, yes, as a 12-year-old.
Dads around the universe are proud.
Yeah, but it's not that serious, but like we would play like showcase tournaments to where like we'd be in front of colleges at like 12 years old. So
that's pretty cool.
yeah, no, it was a good time, but it's like I was there every single day. So like I would get out of school, I would go to baseball, I'd come home, go to sleep, do the same thing over again. And so when I became like a junior in high school, I was like, hey, I kind of like girls, and hey, I kind of like money, and I kind of like working. So I started doing that, and then I started realizing that I have other passions in life, and my passion was like music. So
it's so cool that you figured out that you like women and money and things.
yeah.
It's just like a weird thing that you would realize, I guess.
Right, but I was like 17. I was like, maybe it's time to start liking girls. Who knows?
I don't know. I was really weird, and I thought that I had to hide that, like that it was like cooties and that kind of thing. And so I remember being in 4th grade and like the betrayal conversation of like wanting to hang out with some of the girls rather than the guys that I was trading Yu-Gi-Oh cards with. Very cool, obviously. And yeah, that was just the thing. That was just the thing. So junior year of high school, is that when you start to transition out of baseball?
Yeah, so I started kind of slacking in baseball. I was playing select and I was playing high school, and then I finished out my high school through my senior year, and then I played like one more year of select after my senior year because I was like, I'm not going to college for it. So I didn't go to college, and then that's when, or I did go to college, but I didn't go to college to play baseball. And then my first semester in college, I met this dude in one of my classes. He played guitar, so we started hanging out, and then we started playing music in my backyard, and then eventually we started playing music on the streets, like in like big cities. So like we'd play on the streets of Dallas, like no electronics, just like guitar, human, singing, and people would come up to us. I mean, we would make money, but that's not like what we were doing it for. We were just doing it for the love of music and to like kind of get our exposure out there. So it's called busking, I guess, you know.
Busking?
Busking, yeah, Busking, and you just like sit out there and make music for the world, and people come up to you and say hi, and it was fun.
Never heard panhandling called that before.
Panhandling, the sense, yes.
No, it's polished. It's polished panhandling. It's very cool. Yes. Wait, time out. You were singing?
I was singing, yes.
So you were at an athletic, singing, baseball, high school heartthrob. Were you a bully?
You want to know something, Chris? I was not in any of the cliques. So I was friends with every single clique there was because I wanted everybody to be friends, even the outcast people, sort of say, because I was always kind of quiet, but also not quiet. So it's weird. Like, this is why I think this app is perfect for me, because I'm quiet and it's kind of like I'm talking to myself, but also talking to people at the same time. So sure. It's like, it kind of, I'm just everybody's friend and I'm on everybody's team. Mm-hmm. So I never really was like, I'm the bully, because also you see that movie Billy Madison, and that dude has like the sniper rifle list of everybody he wants to kill from high school. I didn't want to be on that list. I did not want to be on that list.
I don't know that anyone's ever referenced an Adam Sandler and been like, my life takeaway of how I can be a better person is. But you know, I'm happy that you were able to pull something from that. I always think of the Dane Cook skit. Dane Cook has a skit about the guy at the office where he gives him the Snickers bar, so that one day if he comes in the office, he's like, thanks for the Snickers, So, you're good.
Hey, man, he's got it going on. He's on the right path.
You get the pass.
Yeah.
When did you start singing? I didn't catch when that fit into the story.
Well, singing, okay, so here's the rundown with the singing. First, it started off, I liked being on camera, so my first ever video was a Facebook video of me eating a piece of steak, not saying any words. And it kind of got, like, some people at my school were like, that's kind of weird, but I like it. It was like ASMR, but like before ASMR was ASMR.
Yeah.
And then I was like, what else can I do? I was like, I can kind of sing, but I only sing in the shower, so let me try singing. I did that. People liked it. They started requesting songs. And I was like, let me take this thing like to the next level. And like, I just bought a whole setup. So I started singing when I was like 18. I started watching a ton of YouTube videos, like how to make my voice better. Because I tried to go get singing lessons, but my parents were mad at me that I didn't continue with baseball, that they were like, we're not paying for singing, so you're gonna have to figure that out. And I was like, okay, dope. So I figured it out. So I've been singing for like the past like 10 years, self-taught.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible. And it's not like it didn't pan out to anything, because you end up becoming connected with MTV.
Right. And then the MTV thing is, it all was like together. Like when I was younger, I was like, I want to be on MTV. Like somehow I wanted to be on like Real World or Road Rules or like The Challenge or something. But I was like, okay, I'll take this. And then I was with the girl like 2 or 3 years ago, and it was a tattoo show, and we got on it together, and we flew out to New York, and I met Snooki. That was a pretty cool experience. She's actually super cool in real life. Like, yeah, she is. She's like very down to earth. She's like a mom.
So she's
like,
small, right?
Yeah, she's very tiny.
Down to earth. Okay.
Very like super down to earth.
Close to
like,
the
very
earth.
close to the earth.
Got it.
And
Close.
yeah, and then we gave each other 2 terrible tattoos, and that was kind of like my start into like the history.
You were on that show, the Bad Tattoo Show?
Yes.
What was the bad tattoo that you received?
So she gave me, okay, so I have a portrait of my mom on my back. I have a portrait of my mom on my back shoulder, and she didn't like my mom and was jealous of my mom. So she gave herself a portrait of herself on my back right shoulder.
And this is an X?
Yeah, this is an X.
Oh, that's a lot of yikes.
Yeah, it is a lot of yikes. But
Yeah, it's a whole bag of yikes. No! What did you give her?
So I don't want to, there's no hate to anybody on here, but here's the thing. With her and I in our relationship, she was so focused on like self-image and plastic surgery and this and that. She basically, I gave her a botched Barbie doll with like a bunch of pins and needles in it on the inside of her leg next to her V-box. And it was kind of like, because she was addicted to like a bunch of plastic surgery. It was like taking over her life. It was like it was something mental going on. But at the same time, it wasn't, I don't know. You know, I'm not proud of it.
I gotta be honest, I thought that show was staged. I didn't even think that was real. That's real? These are real tattoos?
The whole thing is real. My tattoo took 5 hours.
What? What is the thought process of, you know, I'm ready to put something on my body for the rest of my life that's supposed to be bad for this half-hour to hour episode?
I said, they're paying for a flight. I'm going to be on MTV and I can get it covered up. All right, let's go. And that's what I did. Yeah, I got it covered up.
What did you cover it up with?
So I covered it up with a colorful galaxy. It's like a black hole, but it's not black. It's like rainbow color galaxy with like lightning going through it. You cannot see her face at all. So like, it's completely gone. But I have like a whole theme for like that half of my back where it'll be like a galaxy, space, this and that. So it's a part of my life that's now over, but I'm glad that it's over.
Okay. The ex-girlfriend or the tattoo?
Well, the tattoo that will always be in the history, but the ex-girlfriend is long way gone. Way gone.
Long way gone.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm happy to hear that you're feeling good about these types of things.
Oh yeah.
Well, the way I got connected with you was through Lardy B. So obviously you've continued music.
Right.
How has the music path been panning out for you since your initial start, you know, on the street? Now you're getting connected with MTV. How did it pan out from there?
So whenever the time when I first started, I was doing like shows and festivals. Then, talking about kids a lot in this episode, but I myself had a son who's 6.5 years old now. So I didn't find out about my son until he was like 2 months old. Life is crazy. Life is crazy.
Walk me through that phone call.
It was a Facebook Messenger.
A Facebook Messenger?
Yeah, a Facebook Messenger message, and I was working at the bar at the time, and it was a Friday night, and I get a text from one of my regulars saying, "Hey, did you know that you're basically the father of this child?" And I'm like, "Dude, what are you talking about? I'm just working." And he was like, "No, like her dad works in my office, and they keep talking about it. Like she's probably gonna reach out to you." And I was like, "Okay, well, I guess here we go." So like a couple of days later, she reached out to me and she's like, "Hey, I think you're the father of my child. He's 2 months old, blah, blah, blah." So I was like, "Okay, cool. I'll do a DNA test just to make sure, like, if I'm not the dad, let's find out who the dad is." But then that happened. So then
Whoa, hold on. How do you digest that? I mean, you're very casual, like, I was doing my bar thing, and she could have been my kid, or could have been my kid. Not, we'll do the DNA. Whoa, hold on. I mean, how do you process that? Were you shocked? Were you upset? Were you happy? You were like,
I was happy. Okay, so my nephew was born 6 months prior to that. So before my nephew, I'd never held a kid before, and I was like 20 years old. So I was like, okay, I can do this. So initially, I cried my eyes out. I called my mom and dad. I was like, "I think that I have a kid and I don't know what's going on, so I'm crying." So they came and hugged me.
Yeah.
And then they were like, "We're going to figure it out. We're going to help you, whatever it takes, blah, blah, blah." And so I did the DNA test. I held him in my arms. And as soon as I held him, I was like, I know this little boy's mine. I was like, I can feel it. Like, like when it's like your own energy, like he was mine. So I basically became a father overnight, like on some Maury show type thing, like you are the father.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I just took responsibility. So I said, I was like, I can choose to do music full time and be on the streets and do this and do that, or I can choose to be home with my son, like at the most crucial point of his life, and be a good father and be there for him. So that's what I chose, and I started working on recording, and I started mastering recording and like making beats and all this kind of stuff. And then he's 6 years old now, so I'm like, okay, I feel like I've done my part as a dad. He's in first grade, like he
get his own house, he get his own job, he's good.
He pays rent, like it's fine.
He pays rent, he's good. Yeah. 6, he's good to go.
Yeah, he works on the street, it's fine. And then I put him to work, whatever. There's no child labor laws in Texas.
I spit. I'm sorry. Keep going.
So then I'm like, okay, I just moved out of my house. Okay, rewind. Quarantine happened in March. I moved out of my house from my previous crazy ex, which I got the tattoo from. Moved out of that house into my parents' house, which I had not lived in 8 years. Lived there for 6 months, but basically didn't live there because I never wanted to be there, just because I'm like, I'm 28. Like, what am I doing? And then after quarantine happened, I moved out, got a little spot here in Dallas, and I was like, my life is a complete restart. So I was like, I'm completely restarting my life. I went to a showcase back at this studio in Dallas before quarantine, which with like 20 other artists performed at, and we had like a bunch of producers. It was like a packed studio. It's called Never Satisfied. And I didn't meet Lardy then, but after quarantine happened, fast forward, I was at the studio one night. I had a studio session making a song, and I met Lardy. And then Lardy slid into my DMs on some friend type vibe, and she might be sitting over there, so I don't know. She might be sitting next to me, but Lardy slid into my DM on some friend.
Very quiet if she's sitting next to you.
Yeah, and then we just kicked it off.
No! I was like, she's not active in the chat at all.
She's watching from the other room. But no, we just started hanging out, and we've just been doing everything together. Like not even music, just like hanging out, networking, getting to know people. That's how she got me in contact with you. And I was like, Chris is like the best friend I never knew I needed. You know?
Wow, that means a lot.
And I'm not just saying that. I was like, you're a good guy. Like I had no idea about this app. I had no idea what you do. I was like, this man is successful. This man is poised. This man is professional. He's positive. He's good looking. I was like, he is a good person. You know? Are you even wearing pants, Chris? You wear pants when you do this? There you go. He's I got the blue jeans on, baby. Hey, with the skin. Hey, with the slides.
We got the slides.
Yes, sir.
My background. Oh, wow, that was really nice of you. Can I get that one more time for my LinkedIn?
Yeah, sure.
No. No, that's good. That's really kind of you to say. In fact, that's where I'd like to switch the last part of our conversation to. As far as live streaming goes, was this something that you even knew was a thing? What is...
No.
I
had no idea about this. One day, Lardy texted me, and she was like, hey, I think I'm going to go live on this app tonight. Like, you should get it. And I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. And then she was like, well, just try it. And I was like, so I tried it, and then I was like, these people on here like me, and I like them too. And it's like a instant connection. I was like, I like this. And it's opening up a side of me that I never knew. And, you know, like naturally, I kind of do this on the daily because I still wait tables and I bartend because it's just good money and it's easy schedule, flexible. And so it's just like talking to people in real life, but you do it on here.
Sure.
So it's like I'm getting to know somebody deeply. They're getting to know me deeply on another level. And I love it because I genuinely care. You know, everybody has a crazy path and I'm just trying to figure you out.
Yeah. I promise. That's not a nice joke. All right.
Say it.
I promise I won't call you in 2 months with needing a DNA test. You said we were getting to know each other intimately, and I promise you, I will give you that.
Chris, are you my dad?
No, not even with the D and the Y at the end, but maybe the reverse.
Yeah.
Do you still sing?
I do still sing. I sing every day. Me and Lardy are actually going to make a song together pretty soon. One of the producers just called us tonight. We went to Chili's, and he called us tonight, and he was like, we got a song for you. We got like a couple songs. Listen to it. Let's get in the studio. Blah, blah, blah. So I was like, all right, let's go, Lardy. We're about to make a hot song, a super hot.
All right. I was saving this game for Lardy, but since you're both there, can we have both of you scooch into frame? Because this works out even better.
Yes.
I have a game planned. All right, everyone. If you're just tuning in, welcome to Suited Up. My name's Chris Casper. You're joined currently by... Hey, miss.
Hi.
We're going to get to you in a second, but you come up in a game, actually. It's called Who Said It? Who Said It? So, in case you don't know Lardy B, her name rhymes with another musical artist, ironically or something.
Ironic.
And I've got some quotes pulled up.
Oh, boy.
We're going to have Mr. Garrett James, with the help of the audience, guess who said it. Was it Lardy B or Cardi B? We got to know. And so, Garrett, you better get these right, man, because Lardy B's right there.
I'm right here, and I've been taking boxing lessons.
Yes. Okay. All right. With the assistance of the live stream, so in the live, let us know. Welcome to Suited Up. This is your weekly interview-style show. We're going to do a little game called Who Said It with Mr. Garrett James, assisted by you. First quote, spicy mommy, hot tamale, hotter than a Somali, fur coat Ferrari. Who said that? Was it Lardy B or Cardi?
That one's Cardi B.
That one is correct!
Yeah!
That was Cardi! That one was
because of the tamale. The tamale threw me off.
Because it mentioned food, I didn't know.
I said it quickly. I don't know. All right, these might be too easy. Because honestly, Lardy and Cardi are two completely different artists and each have the different styles. But let's see if this next one throws you for a loop. All right, audience, help Mr. Garrett here. Second one, limited pepper on my fry. I paid in cash. my card was declined. Who said that? Was it Lardy or Cardi?
Well, Chris, the chat's going with Lardy.
That one was also Lardy. That one was also. All right, this next one's tricky, especially if I say it sensually. If I say it sensually, it might trick you. But listen, I'm a double dipper, a finger licker. Was that Lardy B or Cardi B?
Little baby smother me.
Listen, I'm a double dipper, a finger licker.
Dang, I'm gonna say my girl Lardy.
That one was Lardy. That one was Lardy.
Cute.
All right.
Wow.
We've got three more. Four more. I got some good ones. These are the best ones I could find. This one's probably the hardest. Are you ready?
Yes.
Jump out the booth. Gotta go two.
No, I don't want to mess up.
Jump out the booth. Gotta go two.
Oh.
Just kidding. I gotta go poop.
Okay. Well, now that you say the last one, somebody said that's my dad.
Yeah,
it could be my dad. It's actually Lardy, I think.
that one was Lardy. That one
Are
was.
all of these Lardy?
No, I just did a really bad job of mixing them. Okay. All right, here's your next one. I don't cook, I don't clean, but let me tell you how I got this ring. I don't cook, I don't clean. I don't know. She says I don't cook. That could be a hint.
Wallow me, swallow me, swift on the ball of me. Wallaboo, swabbaloo, cream juice, wobble juice. That is definitely Cardi B.
That was a Cardi B.
You're doing great.
Hey, I don't know much.
He's 100 for 100.
He's doing great.
He's either a genius or I'm really bad at figuring out what quotes to pick. All right, two more. I be in and out them banks so much, I know they're tired of me. Lardy B's doing pretty well for herself. So is Cardi. So it could be either. I be in and out them banks.
This one, okay, I probably should know this one, but I think this one's Lardy.
That's not. That's Cardi. That one's Cardi.
No.
That one's Cardi. I'm so happy you got one wrong.
Up and down the block so much.
Okay. See, I guess I'm just not gangster enough.
Speaking of gangster, depending on how I say this, it's either going to be cringy, hilarious, or have people leave the stream.
Oh, no.
Last quote. Who said it? Welcome to Suit It Up. We're currently joined by Garrett James and special cameo appearance by Lardy B. Last one. Because I'm thicker, man, check my figure. Who said it? Was that one Lardy B or Cardi B?
Well, because
Wait, actually, I didn't hear it. Can you say it one more time?
No, I don't sound good. Because I'm thicker, man, check my figure. Who said that?
it sounds like my girl, Lardith Beathan.
Yeah. That is the Lord of Beef.
Lardith Beathan.
That's good.
Good job, Garrett.
Thank you.
Good job.
That's hilarious.
Garrett, good job. Thanks for playing Who Said It. Now, if people want to tune into your live stream, if they want to have some fun with you, when can they catch you live?
You can catch me live all day, Monday and Tuesday. I don't sleep. Then during the week, you can catch me at night times after 8 p.m. Central Time. That's Texas, brother. And then on the weekends, random. I'm just here. And then you can find me on social media on my Instagram at Garrett James .IG. And I have a YouTube where I talk about positivity and all this other kind of stuff. I'm spreading love, good vibes, music. You can collab with me, hit me up. I be singing, I be doing things. That's it.
And he stays guessing his friends' lyrics.
Yes.
Accurate.
Yes. Now I will study Lardy B in her entirety for the rest of the night.
You gotta know her whole discography now, because you didn't know that was coming. So
No, I didn't.
no. Thank you so much for joining. If you have not given Garrett a favorite, please do, based at minimum on his performance of Who Said It. So make sure you give him a favorite. Thank you so much for jumping on, Garrett. It's been a pleasure getting to know you a bit
Great,
more. And live stream. Did we have a good time? We're having a good time?
Yes, we are, sir. Thank you so much, man.
Yes, sir. I'll talk to you soon.
Hey,
Here we go, everybody. It's Garrett James. It's Garrett James. Dude, where is he going? He's gonna go back to the chat.
I'm going. Follow me. Do I have exit, Chris?
I got you. He's going back in the chat. He's going back in the chat. Thanks so much for joining, everyone. My name's Chris Casper. This is a weekly live show that we do called Suited Up, where we bring on up-and-comers, we bring social media content creators, live streamers, top badges, VIPs, you name it. We try and do it. And by we, I say myself and some other people. Now, our third guest tonight, you may recognize her from 2 seconds ago or 6 months ago, one of those two. Her name is Lardy B, and she dominates your, what is it called? The thing when you scroll, a feed. Wow, I'm fired. She dominates all of your social media feeds, and she's here to dominate your heart. Ladies and gentlemen, our third guest of the eve, the one, the only, Miss Lardy B. Hey, Lardy.
Hi.
Hey.
Okay, I wasn't even going to make an appearance in his thing. I was just going to surprise you, like, look, we have the same background.
That would have been cool, but I'm really happy we did what we just did.
No, that was fun. That was awesome. How are you?
That was decent content. I'm great. Yourself?
Fabulous. Always.
The hair situation that's going on, I'm a fan.
You like it? The color or the buns?
Both. The pink sets it off.
Thank you. I know. I got these little pink fuzzies, and they match real good with my hair, so.
It's the vibe. It's what it is. That's what I hear the kids call it, the vibes.
It's the vibe.
Miss Lardy B, we've been connected since our last conversation. We're not going to do the same thing over. This is going to be a different take on it because a lot has happened and a lot has not happened since our last talk. Obviously, the state of the world has been a big part of it. Our last conversation ended with you throwing up in a bucket.
Yo, I'm not even kidding. I felt so nauseous a minute ago, and I was like, this is not happening, because I had some of Garrett's dollar store sour gum, and I don't know what was happening, but it was disgusting, and I was like, I can't do this again. I'm not throwing up again.
No.
I'm fine.
You're fine. You just got to tell yourself it. Can you please tell everyone the behind-the-scenes story of what happened right before our first conversation the last time?
Okay, so I was on the show, and I was sick. I had the flu, and I had been throwing up all day, and I was like, okay, I hope it just goes away, whatever. But I put a trash can next to me, and I hit the box, and then leaned over and threw up, and then he answered it and came back in and was like, what's up?
If I've ever heard of a professional, that's it. That's like game face ready. It's like good to go.
So let's go on.
And because I'm so rude, I even asked you to try and sing, and we had to.
You were like, can you? But are you
you
good?
can still sing, right?
I was like, you know what? I love you, but no, sir, I can't. Not this time.
That's fine. Because this is the makeup round. A lot of things have happened, and that's what I like to talk about with you. One of the things that has stood out to me from our last conversation is that you miss the road, that you miss the stage. So when was your last performance, physical, on stage in front of a crowd? When was the last time you did something like that?
January 18th of this year. I threw my own festival called Lardyland.
Headlining, I'm assuming.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, that'd be kind of awkward. I've actually done that before. Where back when I was DJing, they hosted my birthday party, but they said I had to open.
What?
It was at a club. It was at a club, and they said, yeah, you
were hosting your birthday party, and you had to open.
Yeah, I was at a club. It was my birthday party, and they said, yeah, you can get on the ticket, but you have to open. I was like, okay, sure. Could you imagine?
Oh no. Yeah, no. I like put the whole thing together, and I planned it for like 8 months. It was crazy.
That's
It was
nuts.
awesome. But that was the last show.
Yeah, and we talked about that last time you were on. Had you expected it to be this long? I mean, are you going through withdrawals?
Of course I'm going through withdrawals. I hate it. I hate it so much. Performing is definitely, as an artist, one of my favorite things to do.
Yeah.
For sure. The entertainment, the energy that you feel from a crowd when you're performing live, like, it's insane. There's nothing like it.
It's like a race car stuck in 5 o'clock traffic.
Yeah.
You gotta go. You're stuck, and it's terrible.
Exactly.
You have been keeping busy, though. Last conversation, you had been talking about a rebrand. Can you update us on what your rebrand has been like, or is that happening still?
Sorry. Kind of. I don't know how much. I can't say. I'm just doing a lot more original music. I'm still doing parodies, but I'm doing a lot more original music. And I'll say this, I'm going in the direction of more of like a Missy Elliott type of style.
Really?
Mm-hmm. But I'm also doing a lot of songwriting for like other artists.
Are you a ghostwriter? That's a pretty good ghostwriter response right there. I think silence is an answer, and that is. Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah.
You are talented. I would not be surprised if some of the top 40 hits that we hear were actually written by you.
Okay, let's not go that far. But one day.
As a ghostwriter, they don't know. I don't know.
That's very true, yeah.
That's true. So every single top 40 song you hear this year, she wrote them. Yeah. You're right, though. You still have been doing parodies. There was a song that came out earlier this year by a Cardi B. Cardi B wrote a song called WAP. And some people listened to that song. And you were one of the people who heard that song, actually. I'm not sure if anyone here has heard about the WAP song. Okay.
Has anyone heard the WAP song?
Have you heard about the WAP
by
song?
Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. Macaroni in a Pot.
I heard about TikTok having that song. Is that where the song is from?
No.
No, okay.
Chris, hold on. Are you being serious? There's a whole music video. Have you seen it?
My mom said I wasn't allowed. There was a song that stood for, I don't know, something. My Google, my parental blocks kicked in when I searched the name. My mom's got the ad blocker on our internet. Anyway, you wrote a parody to it that ended up doing kind of okay. 2 million on YouTube. Facebook, though, is where it's really at. What did you get up to on Facebook as far as views go?
I think Facebook's at 11 million.
A couple people saw that.
Just like 1 or 2. I was expecting it to do way better, but whatever.
11 million streams on Facebook. Speaking of Facebook, there's something that happened to you that was not bueno. Can you tell us a little bit about what happened?
Oh, my Facebook?
About you and Facebook. Yeah.
My Facebook got hacked. My Facebook got hacked. My personal account got deleted, and then whoever hacked it made themselves an admin on my music page that had all the views and content. so I can't access it.
That reminder, everyone, had all of your other hits on it, which had generated hundreds of millions of views.
The page is still there. Like, I can still go look at it because I had to make a new Facebook page. So the page is still there, but I just can't access any of my messages, you know, things like that. So because I would interact with my fans on there and stuff. So
Have they reached out with any demands?
with what?
Have they reached out with any demands? Like, we took your Facebook, now give us Garrett James. I don't know.
No, it's so easy. Who has the connect? Just tell him to say that. It's easy. I'll just hand him right over.
Right over. That just seems like a fair deal. Maybe 3 million, maybe 3 million more streams. I don't know.
Maybe.
No,
Cardi shared that one.
what an indomitable spirit, though. I feel like at no point you said, "But I give up." No, like they took it. So many people.
I am never satisfied.
No.
Ever.
I mean, did that? Obviously, it sucked. But did that have a blow where you started to rethink, you know, how you're going to approach music, or how? I mean,
No, not how I was going to approach music, but I did, like, right when it happened, and I spent like 3 days trying to figure it out and how to fix it. I was like, you know what? Maybe this is just something that needed to happen, and it's time for me to start over on this platform. And so that's what I did. I just started a new page. You know,
how's it going?
it's still there. I just can't access it. So
Yeah. Well, at least you're back up and running. How's it going, though? I mean, were you able to spin the negative into a positive?
I mean,
No, jeez. No, that was one of the most honest looks
fine.
I've
It's fine. I'm fine.
Yeah, me too. No, you're a champion. You're a champion. But you're still doing well on all of your other social medias. Truthfully, you said that you expected, you know, more views and on that. Did you expect it to blow up just like how your others
Wait,
have?
on what?
Yeah.
More
yeah,
views
yeah.
on what? I was totally kidding. I'm so happy about 11
I
million
know,
views.
no, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Did you honestly expect it to do as well as it did?
Oh, no. You never know what to expect, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't expect it to go that fast either. Like, that was crazy.
There's another platform that rhymes with Rick Rock that people have been doing dances to your song. Have any of those dances surprised you, or you thought, oh, that's pretty good?
The dances, I mean, yeah, there's some of them that are pretty good, but I think there was some dances, but most of it was people reacting to the song and the lyrics and thinking it was Kids Bop Wop.
What?
That's like a huge thing on there. There's like an article about it and everything of everybody thinking that it, like, Kids Bop writers wrote it.
Like, for real, they thought it was the radio edit? No.
Yeah.
Have you found your real calling? Are you?
I could never. No, I mean, I probably could, but
I mean, it depends on the check, right?
it would be very hard.
That's incredible. I could only imagine being a writer such as yourself and then finding out that people thought you were Kids Bop.
Yeah. It's pretty entertaining, though. People, like, my fans will tag me in new videos all the time of people just reacting to the lyrics, and they're just like, what? Like, not knowing what to do. Kids Bop, no, you didn't.
Yeah. I showed my parents your music video in the basement like a month or so ago. Yeah, they really liked it. They thought
Really?
Yeah, so for whatever. No, I'm not just saying it. Mom, in the comments, Mom, please comment. Say you liked it. She really did.
Wait.
But no, my mom and dad watched it. It was a Saturday, so obviously we had an adult cocktail or whatever. There she is, right there. She loves it. That's my
Hi, Mom.
That's my mom.
Oh, precious.
This interview is so derailed. It's like we're having a conversation at a Chili's. It's not,
It be like that.
yeah. Did you pick out Chili's to have that meeting?
No, we were gonna go to CC's, but then we changed it to Chili's. It was closer.
You couldn't stand the thought of things that reminded you of me. Peace. I'm Chris Kess. All right, that was a stretch. It was a stretch.
That one was over my head, but that was great.
It wasn't good. It wasn't. It was.
No, I liked it once I understood.
Okay. Well, I hope that I can make the cut for one of your songs. In fact, have you ever intentionally referenced anyone that you know or referenced an actual real life circumstance in any of your parodies? Hopped out the booth, gotta go through.
Oh,
Maybe.
not necessarily, but like, yeah, I'm sure, I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I'm sure, yeah. Right?
She's thinking, Chris, that was a whack question. If you're gonna ask me filler, please make it answerable, okay?
I'm sorry. I can't even think of my own lyrics right now.
Well, while I was reading the lyrics, did you know your own lyrics?
No, yeah, I knew those.
Do you have any of your parody lyrics that you've reflected on and like, yeah, that's a goat? Any particular favorite lines that you've written? Particular line?
And it's not a parody, it's an original, but in Lardy Pop, I say, I'm popping, I'm locking, I'm dropping, and baby, I'm bad and I'm bougie. If Migos pulled up in a drop top, I swear I'd become a little groupie. I know Offset is off limits, but G-Eazy, yeah, he could get it. Me and Halsey, yeah, we could split them like Michael Jackson, yeah, they can beat it. Sorry, Mom.
Oh, the fire emojis is something in the comments. Goodness. That's so good. I mean, that went over my head. That was amazing. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah. What's next for you? I mean, you don't stop. You're a viral machine. Have you been cooking up any ideas? Do you have a little notebook of plans of what you'd like to do next?
I'm with a label called Never Satisfied, and we've been talking about doing like a little promo tour.
Virtually? It
wouldn't be performing. It would just be like networking and maybe little like meetups and stuff. Never Satisfied. And so we're doing that, and then that's my favorite gift.
Isn't that cute?
Sorry, I get distracted really easy when it comes to that. That's Ricky. We named him Ricky.
It's Ricky?
Anyway, yeah, so I think I'm going to be doing something like that. I've been writing a ton of original music, and literally just the whole quarantine just been grinding with videos and music and connecting and meeting people through all platforms. So been nonstop, but I love it.
The grind. Last time you were here, obviously you opted out to sing for obvious reasons. Is that something that's on the docket today?
Just say it, Chris. Just be like, will you sing, please? Just do it.
Will you please sing?
I guess.
All right. Can you give us some information around what you're about to perform for us?
I was just going to do a cover of Without Me, but I do have a video of that song on my YouTube channel.
Okay. All right. And for those of us who don't know, which obviously all of us do know, Without Me, who was that originally by?
Halsey.
Halsey. Is that conceited?
It's Halsey.
Halsey? Thank you so much for that. All right, Lardy. Well, I mean, let's do this. So we're gonna do a cover. Let's get it.
Ballsy. Okay, I'm just gonna do it like a cappella, and I'm just gonna do a little bit. Yeah, cool.
Let's do it.
All right. Wait, let me get a sippy. Okay. Found found you when your heart was broke. I filled your cup until it overflowed. Took it so far to keep you close. I was afraid to leave you on your own. Said I'd catch you if you fall. I don't want to be too loud. And if they laugh, then more. And then I got you off your knees, put you right back on your feet, just so you can take advantage of me. Tell me how. Oh, I don't know if I can hit that note. Hold on. Hold on, I got this.
Just standing up, it's service.
Okay, wait, I got this. Just so you can take advantage of me. Tell me. No, I can't hit it. I can't hit it right now.
Yeah.
Right there.
You can skip it.
I gotta skip it. That's like the main part.
Oh, okay.
That's okay.
Are you resetting?
No, I was leaning over.
I can't tell right now if you're still singing or if you're stopping.
I'm stopping.
Oh, okay, good. I mean, not good. It's just, I'm happy that we could acknowledge that because there's about to be a moment where I sat here not saying anything and we were going to look at it. And I didn't know that you were done.
No, I can't hit those notes. They're not there right now.
It's okay. You're an amazing singer. And if any of you want more of that, where can they go to check out some of your music?
Definitely. I'm on all platforms: Spotify, iTunes, freaking Pandora, Shazam, like Google Play, all those. And then my Instagram is @TheRealLardyB. My TikTok is TheLardyB. YouTube is LardyB. I have a new music video coming out soon. A couple of them, actually.
Are they original parodies?
Originals, all of them.
Can you
There's
at
like
least
four. There's like four.
Are you still leaning towards the comedy route? Because last time we talked, you were dead set. You were like, hey, I need to rebrand, redefine. I've been doing the comedy stuff, but I want to be taken seriously as an artist.
So for the originals, it's like they're more serious, but I still incorporate the fun and the character. Not necessarily a comedy, but the character's still there. You know what I mean? Yeah, so I'm excited.
Will there be a name change?
Yes.
Yes.
A little bit.
A
little bit.
How will we know? Is it going to be announced through you? Or are you going to is Lardy B getting killed off?
No.
Okay. So you'll be
I might as well just tell you. I might as well just tell you. Right?
Are we getting the scoop?
Yeah, you can have the scoop. Basically, I'm just dropping the B because everybody just calls me Lardy anyway.
Wow.
It's not a complete name change, but you know.
Can we get published on some sort of news media outlet? Like this was actual making official breaking news here.
I actually have not told anyone that. So for real.
TMZ, call us right now. TMZ. That's amazing. Thank you so much for breaking the news here. I won't.
You know what? You're my guy.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. I mean, it's even talking about streaming and all that kind of stuff like we did with Garrett. You've been active again on the platform. Has this been helping you at all? Keep busy, have some fun?
Yeah, for sure. I took my break because I was focused on other things, obviously. But I did miss this app. I really did. But I'm not gonna lie, like I got to where I didn't have the motivation for it, you know, for a while, but it's just because I was really busy. But then all of a sudden, I don't even know what happened. I was like, I kind of want to get on this app again. And I was telling Garrett about it. And I think I got more excited because Garrett got on it and he was like, wow, this is really cool. And so he was excited. And then I was like, let's stream, let's battle. I'm going to show you what a battle is. Like, and now I'm like back and I realized how much I actually missed it. Like how good the community is on here and how supportive everyone is. And just, I literally love every single person on here that ever comes into my streams and like, just to talk, like not even gift or whatever. Like it's amazing.
It's fun. Would you say that people more often than not recognize you from your music, or are they just getting acquainted with you for the first time when they come in?
On this app,
Yeah.
I get recognized a lot. Like more on this app than anywhere. Like even in public.
Really?
Like recognized in public sometimes, but like on here, people just pop in. They're like, "Yo, you're that one girl that did that one thing." I'm like, yeah.
What's been the most awkward in-person experience where someone's recognized you? Has there been one?
Are you ready for this? This happened was it 2 weeks ago? This happened 2 weeks ago.
Wow, was that bad? He's like, I know which one you're talking about.
I know exactly which one. I went to a bar,
Okay.
and because Papa Ace, do you remember him? My DJ that was on here?
Yes.
Yeah, so Papa Ace was like DJing at this bar, and Garrett went with me, and Justine was there, and I guess this girl like knew who I was or whatever, and she came up to me and she was like, "Hey, I'm a singer and I'm a rapper and I know all these people and this and that," and I was like, "Oh, cool, like awesome," and we followed each other on Instagram, whatever, and then she was like, "Can I sing for you in the bathroom?" And it's like this loud, like it's loud in there. I'm like, maybe another time, right? So then like maybe an hour goes by, I'm outside and I go inside to go to the restroom, and she follows me to the restroom. Chris, I'm not even kidding. I'm in the stall
No!
doing my business, okay?
No.
Doing my business. She pulls her phone out and gets on her hands and knees and puts it underneath my stall, like with a YouTube type beat, and starts rapping. Like this is the stall, like I'm in here and she's literally like this on her hands and knees in the bathroom, like, "Yo, I like avocados and pizza rolls," like it, and I'm in there like, what do I do? What do I do? Okay, I'm a really nice person, so I was like, "Yes, get it, girl." But it was the most uncomfortable, weirdest thing that I think has ever happened. It was weird.
Was she good though?
No!
No!
It was terrible. It was so bad. But I'm not mean. So I was just like, "Yeah, girl."
Was she just drunk? Or was she just drunk, or was she that socially unaware that, hey, putting
I
this
think both.
phone, both. That's
I
dangerous
think
company.
so. As soon as I walked in the door, she was like, "Zoom," like cling to me.
You know, the real question is, who's a third person in this situation where they come into the bathroom and they see some phone underneath the stall and some chick rapping, and there's like,
There were
what?
literally people coming in and out. I could hear them, and I was just like, "Oh my, this is happening. This is happening. There's nothing I can do to stop it. I'm preoccupied." Like,
Yeah.
it was crazy.
The thing too that I'm like imagining in my mind is, how do you leave that situation? Because you're boxed in. She's got her phone underneath, so you have to open the door, and she's just standing there with probably this big cheese grin of like, "Did I do good?" And you know, it's like, how do you leave? How do you leave that?
Okay, but what'd you think? But did you like it? But what'd you think? I was like, "Yeah, it definitely has potential." Like I'm washing my hands. Like, "Yeah, it was really good. Good. Yeah, good job. Thanks. Bye."
Did she get moved to general in that inbox, or she moved to blocked?
I don't even remember what her name was on there. Like I would have to really go down and search
Okay.
to block her.
She's pretty popular now. Go ahead. She's famous.
It was crazy. I came out of the bathroom and told Garrett, I was like, "Boy, you'll never guess what just happened to me."
I'm happy. Is she P. Diddy's cousin?
She walked up. That's the first thing she said when she walked up. She was like, "Black Bear, I know Black Bear. He bought me liquor when I was 16. Also, Drake is my cousin. Also, this person is," and I'm like, trying not to be an a-hole, but I'm just like, cool. Like, that's awesome. She was just.
She's really selling it when she takes the phone underneath. Like, nothing screams, "I'm secure," like following someone into a bathroom and sliding the phone. Like, look, I know Drake personally.
How
But
gross, especially during COVID, to get on your hands and knees in a bathroom and like, you know.
yeah. Maybe it was what she was drinking. If it was tequila, it's almost excusable. Almost. What is your drink of choice?
Truly lemonade.
A Truly?
I like Truly lemonade a lot. But if not, I like Jameson Pickleback. I like Deep Eddy Lemon and Soda. I like Crown Apple and Sprite. There's a few.
Okay. All right.
There's a few. What about yours? Your IPA man, huh?
Now, my favorite drink is whichever one's in my hand.
Attaboy.
Second
I don't
favorite
really
is free.
that much anymore. But
No. Me either.
yeah, I kind of chilled a bit. I do every now and then. What are you drinking right now?
Water. Luckily. When I spit during Garrett's conversation, that would have been really bad to get sticky gross all over my screen.
Mm,
Mm,
yeah,
yeah.
that's not fun for anyone.
Yeah. All right, Lardy. I've been taking up a lot of your time here. But before you go, is there anything interesting else that, because I'm like a 6 out of 10 interviewer, anything that I managed to gloss over for a second time that we should talk about this time?
You, first of all, you're amazing.
No.
I wouldn't be here for a second time if I didn't freaking love you.
Am I good enough to stand outside of your bathroom door and ask you how good did I do?
You know what? Yes.
Yes.
Just don't get on your hands and knees because that's like gross for everyone.
What are you gonna hit me with the?
Stand outside of the door and like wait, and then I'll be like, "You're incredible."
Wow! I'm not even going to get hit with the has potential.
No, heck no. You're incredible.
That's great.
You is kind. You is smart. You is important.
I like it. And my mom, you know what? My mom or my dad, they can now at work say, "Do you know that Lardy B told my son that he is kind and incredible?" Yeah. My grandma can say that now.
And smart and important.
Yeah. Say all those things so they can write them down because I need something to make them.
Mom, are you listening?
All right. I promise you I won't wait outside of your bathroom, but I will wait in your streams because they are absolutely entertaining. If you can tell everyone when you go live, since you've been doing it more, when can people catch you if they want to hang out with you?
I'm not gonna lie, they're still really inconsistent. I try really hard to be consistent, but I don't have a specific time. It's in between sessions or, you know, like it's just in between video shoots or whatever. So my mom had back surgery the other day, and during lunch I went down to the car to stream for like 30 minutes and then went back up. So it's all over the place, but I want to say almost every day.
Wow.
At some point.
I've really dropped the ball then. I caught you like one time, and it's because Justine kept you up for 9 hours.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was intense.
Something about cats and chandeliers.
Oh, you were in that one. No. Yes.
Yeah. If you're there, you're there.
I
I can't repeat what was talked about in that stream.
Let's not ever actually repeat that one again. We're fine.
But if you do want to find out more about Lardy B, you'd like to see her perform or not perform because she's probably not, go ahead and give her a favorite. Much love.
I perform all the time on my streams.
But not here?
I messed up and couldn't hit that note.
Yeah, I'm not encouraging enough then. Maybe
Well,
if I was more encouraging.
The other ones too, most of the time they're not a cappella. Like I have music going and stuff, so I just like sing along and dee, and then they do song requests and shit.
You mean to tell me that you knew that I was going to ask you a second time to do this, and you didn't come?
You told me, didn't you? Yeah. No, I knew it.
Yes, I need you to come
sang
back.
a little bit. I didn't even sing last time at all.
No, but you also had just thrown up. Different things were coming out of your mouth. All
Why
right.
are you yelling?
Give her the favorite. Because I'm sad and happy at the same time. Give Lardy B the favorite. Thank you so much for coming on the show today. It's been a great time.
Of course. I love it here. Thank you guys.
Much
Thanks
love.
for
That's the show, everybody. That's Lardy B, Garrett James, Breezy. It's been a show. My name's Chris Casper. And I, just so you know, have a pass to now interview people while they're in the restroom. I just got it right then and there. So don't be surprised if the next time you are in a public stall, you hear, "Hey everyone, if this is your first time tuning in, thank you for joining Suited Up. In the stall, we've got your name." How cool would that be? That'd be a lot of pressure. I would take longer in the restroom at that point. I wouldn't be a fan of that. I would not. Thank you so much to Breezy. Thank you to Garrett James. Thank you to Lardy B. Everyone for coming on the show. If this is your first time, as I said, this is Suited Up. We do this every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you'd like to talk some more with me, you can catch me on my Instagram at Chris Casper, spelled exactly how it is up here with the 4 and all of that. You can catch reruns of this show on the YouTube. Emoji J records it sometimes, and he messages me. So I'm not tied to that account. So if you like it, go ahead and join YouTube and find Emoji J. You can find replays of all the good stuff there. Check all the artist platforms for both Garrett James and for Lardy B. They are streaming on many platforms. No excuse not to hear their music, no matter which one is your preference. Thank you to our top 3 gifters tonight. Our first top gifter was Conceited. Yeah, if you have seen Conceited live, I've gotten to know Conceited pretty well over the past couple of months, and he's been making himself familiar on the platform. If you see him, please join his live stream, show him some love, talk in his chat. He's the best streamer that I could ever hope to be. So make sure you check him out, and his shoes are fire. Special thank you to NorCal Blondie. She lives in California. And something about wine vineyards, and if you haven't seen her graphic design on Instagram, make sure you follow her. She's really good. She does great graphic design. And Jameson, I am offended at the location, but surprised and think it's funny. Jameson, top 3 gifter today. He has a show on Mondays called Gratitude. You can check him out as well. Big thank you to everyone who came by the show today. Special thank you to Breezy, Garrett James, and Lardy B. I will see all of you on Friday for the rundown at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Find out who gets their top badge this week. Find out last week's contest results. And I'll see you then, everybody. Take care. Much love. Goodbye.